Welcome to Xi'an Palace.
Thank you
Happy
so
to have you
much.
here.
Thank you.
Let's go to our celebrity wall. I'm going to explain a little bit what the Xi'an Palace is all about. So please,
Yeah, sure.
just follow me. It's a very interesting history, the palace actually, because it was home of 3 sultans.
Okay.
They were living here, and it was burned in 1910
Okay.
and became the first parliament building of Turkey. I'm going to explain you a couple of things here if you go a little bit further here with me. We were a royal hotel, and now we are the home of royalties around the world. Maybe you can recognize a couple of them.
That's really nice.
Let's go to our presidential suite.
Sure.
You have a great view of the palace and the premises we have, and I'm going to explain a little bit what it's all about there when we stand on the balcony, where most of the romantic people are standing there.
Okay.
Looking
I am so excited to see that.
Perfect. Now let's go then. Let me go first,
Sure.
please, so that you can enter
Thank you.
in a convenient way. Please.
Thank you.
We're going outside here. So let's have a look on this romantic balcony, because it gives you a good idea of our property. We have the biggest infinity pool here on the Bosporus. Down there is the children's part, and here is the adult part. You see
Okay.
the hotel is full.
Yes.
Hardly anybody in the pool. We're not getting bored with some people and shouting and whatever. But what is the most interesting thing actually, and what makes it so unique, this hotel, that Istanbul, like you know, was built on 2 continents, on the
Yes.
European and the Asian continent. Actually, India is on the Asian one, right?
Yes.
Now here, actually, on the opposite side, the Asian continent is starting. So it's some kind of a magic place in the middle to be looking on the Asian continent on the other
wow.
side by still being in Europe, and vice versa. From time to time I say to my friends, I could quickly pass the bridge there, and I say in the message I'm in Asia,
Oh,
and
nice.
then half an hour later I'm back in Europe.
Oh, wow.
So it's really a fantastic place. This gives the best view on our palace. And actually, this palace, there was a love affair.
Okay.
And we're going to this palace, but I tell it already to you before. The Napoleon III, the emperor of France, he had a beautiful wife called Josephine de Beauharnais. And Josephine de Beauharnais, together with the Sultan Abdulaziz, they had a love affair, a secret love affair.
Oh.
Yeah. And the Sultan was building at the same time Xi'an Palace. There on the opposite side, a little palace under the bridge there, which you
Yes.
can see there on the left side, which I call Berlabe, which is the only palace actually with completely authentic furniture like it was at the time.
Okay.
And then there, most probably, I can imagine from the balcony, they wave to each other.
Ah.
I don't know. Like this, honey, I'm here. Some flowers, some firework or whatever. And maybe the boat came and the romantic dinner together. And though this is some of the stories we have here in Xi'an Palace, and which is always funny to talk. So I would suggest that we discover the palace.
Yeah, sure. I would
What do you
love
think?
to.
Okay, perfect. Let's go then.
Yes, sir.
What we call the living room of Istanbul.
Oh.
There's everybody in Istanbul is meeting at this place. Some of them for a coffee, for a tea. Other ones only to walk or read the newspaper. And most of the people who come there and sit here are people from outside. And for sure we have an offer with chocolates, etc., etc.
This seems to be my favorite place now.
All these baklavas are homemade. We are the only hotel in whole Istanbul who makes his own baklava, and we are not using actually industrial sugar and no conservation products. It's just very fresh ones. Here, this is one of our trainees who did this. This is one of the monks, the famous monks, which are turning around with their coat there. And what's really particular also is this beautiful palace, which you see there. It's made out of chocolate, so that's the only palace you can actually eat,
Wow.
from top to bottom. And together with some of our flavored Sultan hats, you have
Oh,
here
wow.
we have here the hat of the Sultan.
That's really nice. Can I see?
Yeah, sure. You have to put it down here, there, like this. There you go. You want to try
Wow.
one?
No, he would mind.
No, come on, try one.
He would feel bad.
No, I don't feel bad at all. Look here,
The
this is a nice,
Sultan would
nice
feel
guy.
bad.
Yeah? I mean, it's not my portrait. Maybe I should put mine there.
Oh,
inside
yes,
also, but,
surely.
I will not.
I like this.
I think this one is
Really
better.
beautiful.
Should try it, huh?
Yeah. Wow, this is really delicious.
Nice, huh? There we go.
Sorry, Sultan.
Like I told you, this is a little bit the living room of Istanbul. And people enjoying that naturally today. We have a beautiful time there, and everybody goes out of the terraces. And we will go out of the terrace towards the
Palace?
the main building,
Oh.
the historical building, and then let's talk a little bit further, more in detail.
Sure.
Now look at this marvelous view, unpredictable view on the Asian side, the blue waters. This is our terrace here. Rather busy today, by the way.
Yeah.
And we are now moving forward through the gardens. The gardens actually was something like a 14 hectares garden.
Okay.
Know that all the buildings which were next to the palace were actually buildings which belonged to the palace. The palace had no kitchen, so the Sultan has to get other palaces for his safety, for everything what he was supposed to do, the music, because they are making music, they have invited guests. So please be careful not to fall down.
Sure.
And well, all these gardens, there was also a orangerie, actually, a building where the precious trees and everything was stored during the winter time. Now, here, that's where we have our breakfast, the terrace. You know, it's a very quiet place because we have no street in front. We have only the waterways, and that's the reason why we can also make a lot of events and marriages, etc., without disturbing all the people. And that's really a particular thing. Because of this area, we hosted up to 3 or 4 big events at the same time. But it has to be organized in a very, very precise way. Because imagine you're going to get married and you go to the wrong marriage.
Oh, yes.
I mean, that will be a bad surprise at the end of the
Yes.
day. So we have to make sure that everybody goes to the event they were supposed to be. And normally it works very, very well because we have our people directing them and making sure that they don't get lost on the way.
Wow, that's really nice. Having 3 or 4 big events at the same time, at the same place. That's really amazing.
But you know, it all started with the big wedding quite some years ago of the Mittal family. And then we had a lot of Indian customers here, and they enjoyed it a great time. And this when it started also our relationship with India. And since this time, I go to India 2-3 times a year.
Oh,
I visit Mumbai, Bangalore, Bombay, etc., New Delhi for sure, and to keep this relationship. And believe me or not, you know, when I go there, most of the people, they know us of the business, and they're very happy to see us because every time we make an event, it is a success, and that's the most important thing. It's not the hotel is the most important thing. It's that our customers are okay, and at the end of the day, they leave with lasting memories of this very exceptional day they passed together here in Ciragan Palace.
wow, that's really nice to know.
So here on this side, you have our Laladan restaurant, which is also used for the breakfast part. You see, it's completely different, the terrace, than the other ones, completely isolated. And it's also a very popular place. Best time to take the breakfast in summer is very sure it's early in the morning because it's less less crowded because most of the people come always at the same time. And Sundays we have here the most phenomenal brunch. We have more than 256 different items, and it's very popular locally. Yeah, and it's not only the hotel guests; it's more for the local community. We make about 200 covers each Sunday out of the terrace and inside, outside. Everybody fighting for the best table for
Wow.
sure, but at the end of the day, everything turns out right.
Wow.
This is an event area, for example, here. Busy to get an event done. Again, an Indian event, by the way, a marriage. And for this reason, there's this old song, huh? I can't remember who was singing it. Love is in the air, huh?
Yes.
Love is in the air. Da, 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 da. And well, that reminds me of this here. Is love at the Bosporus.
Wow.
Okay, this is actually a hashtag. It had been elaborated especially for the bride and the groom for the event we have today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow at Ciragan. So I think it's a very nice gesture, and this gives another little touch, little detail for them for this very exceptional day they're going to have, and I hopefully they will have a great time there.
Yes.
Now we enter now an area which is actually the smoking area. Here you have this different what we call shisha or nargile. It's actually a water pipe with fermented tobacco. We have different tasters, etc. And here on the left side, what you see, these are our regular customers because they have on their pipe engraved their name. There is their name, and we know these guys who's preparing the shisha, they know exactly which pipe belongs to who. And you can see there's a lot of them. I think there are at least 50 or 60 pipes there. This is our the inside of our smoking area. It is also one of the biggest whiskey collections in Istanbul. There we have our cigars. This is a humidificator. Where people rent the cage. They put their private cigars there inside.
Okay.
The only thing what they have to do is to buy a bottle. So they can use the bottle whenever they want, but they have to buy a bottle, and then it is free of charge, and they can put their cigars. And they are very looked after because we don't have a lot of them. So we have our top clients who are renting them out.
Oh, that's really a different concept.
Okay, let's move over to the palace through our historical corridor, where you can see also a couple of historical, let's say, moments of the palace. This is all, the history is actually all before the Turkish Republic. Huh? It was actually a royal family who was managing the palace, and the palace dates back to the 17th century. And you will see here three of the sultans here behind me. I'm going to show this directly to you, but please come with me. So here you have actually the three sultans. I must honestly say, when you look at him, he must have had very hot.
Yes.
You agree with me?
Yes.
And there was, at this time, there were no air conditioning, so I don't know how he did. Most probably with the ice buckets in the pockets or something like this, or somebody was like
Or something like that.
did it with me, yes, exactly. Now the three sultans, they were actually the ones who were living here in this palace. But the most important one is Abdulaziz here, where I told you that there was a supposed love affair with the wife of Napoleon III. You can see here a couple of pictures. There was where the hotel was. There was then a football field from the local football team. It was the swimming pool for the municipality, etc. It changed a little bit all these mines, etc. And after it burned down, it was empty for more than 70 years.
Oh.
There was nobody anymore. So, unfortunately, or fortunately, at a certain point somebody said, okay, hey, that's a great location, fantastic place. Let's rebuild it. So happily we had all those plans and so forth. So the palace was then rebuilt. And like it is today, in fact. With an historical let's say, historical expert. Here you have again this, the more details in English and in Turkish about the sultans. For example, this one, he was a poet. He was writing poems, also love poems. Very interesting person. Would not think that this guy is the most romantic guy in the world, the Sultan. But yes, he was. He was. He had the talent to write poems. The other ones, Sultan Abdulaziz, he played the music. So all the sultans had somehow everything. Here, this is when it was burning down. You see, this is the only photograph we have. When it burned down, and it became it was rather fast, you know. This palace, like I told you, was already closed since 70 years, until it was discovered by a lover, an art lover. He said, "Oh, what a pity to have this place empty like this on such a great location." So he started to think about, and then he decided, and his name is Dr. Samba. He still comes regularly every year to the hotel. He started then to get promoters and companies together to finance the rebuilding of Ciragan Palace, the renaissance of Ciragan Palace. And the hotel then was finished in 1990. And in 1991, just February or March 1991, there was the official opening with Kempinski. Why has Kempinski been chosen? Is very simple. We are the oldest luxury hotel operator. We exist since 1897, and they thought that such a historical, old, traditional hotel operator was just the best to bring back the image of Ciragan Palace. And this is what my predecessors did. We had only 5 general managers. Actually, I'm the 5th one. Huh? Oh, you see, hopefully I'll still stay a couple of years longer, man. You never know. But, and then there was this hotel built on top of it, because there could not be enough rooms there. So we had these 2 buildings, and the reason is this link corridor to go from one side to another. And you will see now, we're going now up to the historical part, because we are still in the new built part, the historical part of the past, and then I'm going to show you a little bit our restaurant. We have one of the most famous restaurants over there, Tura, and some suites. Let's only feel the ambience of this palace. Are you still okay?
Yes.
You're not tired?
Not at all.
No,
Let's go there. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. So this is a very solemn moment when the groom and the bride enters the palace to give the eternal yes. So this is once in a lifetime moment when you said you look with a beautiful romantic eye around, and me too. And I say, okay, I'm not only marrying the wife of my life, but also I will have a great place where I go away with lasting memories. This is where you look in a romantic way to your husband, and me to my wife for sure. And then we look up and we say, that was a good moment that we decided to be together. And of this place we are going away with everlasting memories.
Definitely. This is the most
You can feel the spirit, right?
Yes. I actually feel how a bride and groom would feel when they come into this
Exactly.
palace.
Actually, I would marry again in this place. It is worthwhile to marry again, what do you think?
Oh, this is a beautiful place to be.
Nice, huh? After having made this hopefully interesting little voyage with you, now there comes a very special moment, because today, now, at this moment, you will have a great, great, great culinary experience. Because what this restaurant is all about, which is called Tura, is about Ottoman cuisine.
Oh.
And I'm introducing you a couple of guys there who work for us, who are much more competent than me, because they cook in a delicious way. So just come along. First of all, let me introduce you Ismail. Ismail is the restaurant manager. He's going to show you a little bit around in the restaurant. I think it's a good pleasure, huh?
Most definitely.
He knows the restaurant better than anybody else. So I handle over the phone, and I see you later. I have to change for my second show with you.
Yes.
Okay?
Thank you very
See
much.
you soon.
Thanks.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
so
Take care.
much.
Well, welcome to Tura restaurant. I would like to show you around the restaurant, the wine cellar, and to make a little trip. Then we will come back to taste some of the surprises that we prepare for you.
Thank you.
Please. Our capacity of the restaurant is 90 guests with the exclusive terrace tables that we have here. The menu design only for us. The dishes selected from the Ottoman Empire cuisine list. We
Okay.
are offering our guests to start with sherbets. Just like during the Ottoman Empire, dinner must start with the sherbets. So we have a beautiful sherbet display. To walk through, being in an international restaurant, we have a beautiful and rich wine cellar as well that I'm going to show you. The design of the restaurant that you can see, originally kept from the Ottoman Empire, with a beautiful paintings right here. Then another one which shows 17th to 18th century of the Bosphorus and the palace terrace. Moving forward, I would like to offer you also our sherbets in Ottoman era. This is one of the drink that you cannot pass during the dinner or meal. We are offering this one to our guests to start with, or throughout the dinner. We do have 4 different ones. This is Hürrem Sultan, based on red fruits and 12 different types of spices. Good for health and digestion as well. While you are tasting it, I will pour you the second one.
This is really good.
The next one is rose. Good for skin.
This is nice.
Thank you. And this one is pomegranate. Pomegranate fruit is quite popular in Ottoman cuisine. You can see it everywhere, in salads, in the main course, in the soup. Now we have it as a sherbet. Last one is tamarind sherbet with 37 different types of spices. Good for health, good for digestion. A bit heavy on spice taste.
I think this is my favorite.
Thank you very much.
This is really nice.
Thank you very
Very
much.
good.
Now I would like to take you to our chefs
Sure.
to present some of the signature dishes that we prepare for you. Please. I would like to introduce you our executive chef Sezai to hold over the microphone to him and to let you do taste and experience these beautiful signature dishes that we prepare for you.
Thank you, Ismail.
Thank you.
Great to have you here tonight.
Thank
we are
you.
here with my chef de cuisine of this classic Tura restaurant and my pastry chef here also. In Tura restaurant, we are doing menu from all classic type of food. So we study a lot. Our foods are all comes from Ottoman Empire.
Okay.
We a little bit modernize, but we don't change the recipe. For example, here as a starter, this is all vegetarian.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you. There are various of cold items. That one of them is fava, is broad beans. This is yogurt with mustard. This is chicken. This is hummus. This is spicy marmalade. This is cucumber salad with yogurt and melon, and it goes like that.
Looks really amazing.
Then, first of all, we have to have also amuse-bouche, which is eggplant. This is smoked eggplant, served with light tomato sauce. Then we have our very classic dish from Anatolia. This comes from late 17th, beginning of 18th century. This is testi kebab from Nevşehir. This contains lamb meat This is like a casserole, cook in that pot and serve with rice. As many people know, and it's very traditional Turkish dessert. 40 layers for each baklava. Yeah, there are two types of baklava here. Okay, this is with walnut. This is Black Sea. You see, in Turkey there's a Black Sea region and middle part of Anatolia region.
Okay.
So Black Sea people likes walnut, and our eastern part of Turkey likes with pistachio. So there are two different nuts, but both of them have 40 layers. It's very good, very thin filo, handmade. My two baklava chefs are from Gaziantep. This is their family business. This ability, craftsmanship, comes from their fathers, their grandfathers. So you can taste it also if you like to have.
Yeah, sure, I would love to.
Sure.
This is one of my favorite.
You see, you can hear the crunchy.
Yes.
Yeah, this is how it has to
I
be.
like the texture.
Also, when you eat it, you have to upside down. You see, this is upper. When you eat, I will show you now. I will also taste one. So you have to grab it. You have to turn it upside down, and you have to put in your mouth upside down like this. So there's more crunch for you.
Thank you so much, Chef, for showing me all the best cuisines in this world, and especially for Ottoman Empire cuisines are very nice. Hi, Liv.
Welcome to the Ciragan Palace Kempinski. My
Thank
name
you.
is Elif. I'm the sales and marketing director of the property.
Thank you.
And here I am with Ayşegül Kavaklı, who is our wedding sales manager.
Wow, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we are moving up to the Ottoman room, which is one of the most unique event rooms we have. And then we will continue to our Ciragan ballroom to show you what a ballroom event can be at the Ciragan Palace Kempinski. It is one of the most impressive buildings in the city, for sure. It was the residence to the sultans for a long time, and this is what makes us so unique. It is the exact royal feeling which you could have at the Palace of Versailles. It's like getting married at the Buckingham Palace.
Okay.
Now we are stepping into our Ottoman event room, which is one of the most unique event rooms in the entire city. But before telling you about the Ottoman room, I would like to tell you what makes Ciragan Palace so special in the city. This was a real residence to the sultans in the Ottoman era. So what we provide in here is the exact royal feeling. Imagine yourself having your wedding at the Buckingham Palace or waking up at the Palace of Versailles. So this is the exact feeling we provide the guests with, and no other property in the country can provide the same feeling. So this is our most unique selling point, I can say. And then I will hand it over to our one and only sales manager, Ayşegül. She's in charge of the weddings, and she will tell us about this beautiful room.
Welcome again. This Ottoman room we have is 76 square meters, and we are having boutique events in this room, and we are organizing lots of birthdays, special events, little ceremonies. Wedding ceremonies in this room, and the room does have a beautiful Ottoman pattern, and you don't have to do too much things in this room. You don't have to do too much decoration in this room. The room is already very beautiful, and it also has a balcony in front of it, and our guests really enjoy in this room.
And speaking about this room, I would like to tell you about the brand new dining experience, which is the Sultan's Dinner. We were inspired by the recipes of being cooked at the palace and what sultans used to eat. So we have created the most prestigious dining experience in the entire country. It is called the Sultan's Dinner. The arrival is an experience. Guests are coming with the Sultan's boat. They enjoy a live music, which we call fasıl, and then their sherbet, which is a very unique Ottoman drink. And then they continue into this very unique and private dining room, and they enjoy the special recipes prepared by our chefs. And in the atmosphere of the most beautiful antiques, we have incredible chandeliers, a very nice fruit bowl, a very special carafe, and the cup set from the 19th century with the Sultan's signature embroidered on it. So everything about this dining experience is very, very special. And also it's very suitable for small, intimate weddings who wants to have something very, very different for sure.
We are in our Ciragan ballroom, which is 960 square meter, and it has a high ceilings, and it has beautiful chandeliers and nice furnished this room. And also this is the only ballroom in Istanbul which has a Bosphorus view, and we do many weddings in this room also.
So, what is the capacity of this ballroom?
It depends of the wedding plan, of course. It can goes up to 1,000 guests. It depends of the plan of the wedding.
I can take it? Okay, thank you. We believe that everything starts with people, so that's why we invest a lot to our people in the hotel. And it all starts with our incredible wedding planners who follows all the trends worldwide, what's happening lately, what is the most romantic thing in the world, and we definitely apply it to our teams in here. And what happens here is we provide a lot of unexpected services for our brides and grooms and the newlyweds, of course. For example, they have a honeymoon suite, but we surprise them with a mini cocktail in the honeymoon suite, which they can share with their friends. From the first call we receive until the post-satisfaction call we do, we always are on top of the game, and we make sure that we identify the needs and we meet and even exceed them. So that's really the main idea at the Tram Palace. And how far we go, after your marriage, the next day you can even enjoy your breakfast at a private yacht in case you don't want to have it in your private suite. We have incredible wedding angels who are with the bride the whole day from A to Z and make sure that we cater each and every need. But of course we also take care of the groom, so we have butlers for them. We have special assigned rooms for the families who can also enjoy that special day with their daughters and sons. Indian market is very, very special for us, especially in destination weddings. They have a huge share, which normally falls to 60% of our weddings. And we do travel a lot to India, that's for sure, for wedding shows, trade shows, also to all over the world, from Mexico to Lebanon. And we have an incredible representative in India, who is the Nishhavan Group. They carry a 40 years experience in the market. So we make sure that they represent us in there. And this destination wedding is definitely an area which we focus a lot, which we enjoy a lot, and which we are quite experienced in the field.
Could you please tell me what all DMCs you are working with here?
We have some incredible DMCs in Turkey, for sure, but I would like to give you an example. For example, now we are organizing an incredible Indian wedding with Inventum Global, and they are a great partner. They have been there for a long time, working with us for a long time, and we can't wait to have more business with them. Here in this beautiful environment, I will hand over the microphone to Ms. Neslihan Shah, who is our Director of Public Relations.
Hello, thank you very much,
Thank you.
Hello, how are you?
Lovely to re-meet again.
Same here.
It's nice to have you here with
Same.
this beautiful seating.
Yes.
And we will continue the journey back in time with you a little
Sure.
more. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
ladies.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
So, you had some history background of Tram Palace dating back to 17th century.
Yes.
And you saw a couple of unique places that we have, and you went through the history corridor and so on. Now we are heading to the very, very unique place of Ciragan Palace. So you remember that when you walk through this historic corridor with Mr. Radke, you listen the story of the fire as well that we had when it was serving as a parliament building in 1910. So when it has been served as a parliament building, there was an unfortunate fire. Like in 5 hours, all pieces inside the palace has been gone, and it has been left till 80s. Only one and original piece has been left from those days, those original Trump Palace days. And now we are heading to that place. Let's see. The unique place which has been left to us as the original piece from the original Trump Palace days. Let me first of all assure you that the echo of this place is great. So it's like singing a song.
Oh yeah.
So, of course, the hammam. Since it was marble, it has not been affected because of the fire that we had. So still we have this unique place. You know how Turkish hammam, Turkish bath ritual is very important for all of us. Still is very important for us.
Okay.
Because it's not about, it's not a daily bath thing that we have.
Okay.
But Turkish bath is the thing that we somehow refresh our body and soul. So of course during the Ottoman Empire time, sultans also used to have this, of course. And this is the sultan's hammam. So as you can see, all these marble patterns, all these star designs and so on, it's so unique. And now it's not been serving as an, of course, hammam, but this unique place we have turned into an event place.
Oh wow.
Where our guests can organize their cocktails, receptions, or birthday parties, or some of the meetings, maybe dinner organizations and so on. So that's why it's so unique. And if our guests want to surprise their guests, of course, we definitely suggest this place to them.
The architecture is amazing.
It's really nice,
It's really
and angle, and
marvelous.
this place also very much cool, not only
Yes.
because of the events, as of course, when we are coordinating this international PR campaigns around the world, we also do many fashion shootings in this place.
Okay.
From local magazines to international many magazines, we did very nice fashion shootings, because the contrast that you have, imagine that with a hot coated dress here, maybe with a red one inside this hammam, it really looks really nice.
I can imagine already.
Exactly,
It
it's so
is
much inviting, and also,
very extensive embroidery.
very
I would
unique,
say,
very
the
unique.
architecture.
Yeah, and the echo of the place, as I just told you, it's
We can
really
be the
nice.
singer.
Exactly, and we don't need the microphone actually. No.
Yeah.
So,
That's
when
really
you
nice.
look back to this angle, you can also see how beautiful it was.
Yeah.
It has been designed during those days. It's really nice, and it's also overlooking the bridge and the Bosphorus, of course. So it's the unique piece of the Ciragan Palace. And now, after this place, we will be seeing the suites that we have at the palace, because you have seen a suite at the hotel side,
Yes.
then you have visited some of the restaurants that we have,
Yes.
and also some of the event rooms, and this unique hammam, and of course, some other unique thing that we have is the palace suites. So
That's
now we
cool.
are heading to the palace suites, and let me show you the entrance of the palace suites, how beautiful it is, how private it is, and maybe a sample from the
Okay.
palace suites.
Sure.
We have visited many places, and we have seen the history, the historical hammam, and so on. And now it's time to visit the palace suites that we have. As we mentioned you earlier from different team members, we have 11 suites here. As you have seen, private welcoming. And we have some of the suites overlooking the Bosphorus, some of the suites overlooking the park. And some of the suites we have 1 bedroom, some 2, and some 3. So let's go inside to see more about the welcoming style, and maybe we can have a look into a suite, one of the suites that we have. So,
Thank you.
so at the palace suite side, we have a butler service, 7 days, 24 hours, so which is also giving us a chance to enhance the guest experience, definitely. And this sherbets, definitely you need to try.
What is this sherbet?
Sherbet is a very traditional Ottoman drink, let's say, and this one is the super nice for girls because this is ideal for skin, because this is rose sherbet.
This is delicious.
Exactly, and this is also sugar-free. The best sherbets is also, low calories. So this is a traditional way that we welcome our guests. So let's have a look to here. This is the reception. And when we have guests here, the butler is welcoming them. So they do a private check-in here, and such a nice and also very warm, kind of homey style reception that we have. And of course with the palace touch, as you can see, the crystal chandeliers here, some artworks on the wall, and also all these patterns here you see on the ground floor, or with this hand painting walls and so on, all reflects definitely the Turan Palace history. And if you want, let's have a look inside from one of our suites that we have, the private suites. In the meantime, we have on this floor the suites, and also on the second floor we have also other suites. But today, unfortunately, I will not be able to show you the other suites styles because it's fully occupied.
Okay.
And of course, our royal born, the Sultan suite that we have. Unfortunately, today I cannot show you because it's also occupied. But just to give you a brief information about the Sultan suite, Sultan suite is almost 400 square meters. Every year it has been selected as one of the most expensive suites in the world, or one of the most luxury suites in the world, like publications like Forbes, CNN, or that kind of Rope Report, and many times it has been featured as unique places in the world, or unique suites in the world. So and the celebrities that you have seen on the wall today, many of them stayed there, from royal families to celebrities, the designers, and so on. So whenever we welcome as a city, as a destination, or Turkey, a very important name, celebrity, most probably she or he is staying at the Sultan suite. So today it's occupied, unfortunately. That's why we cannot show you. But let's have a look to a Bosphorus suite, a Bosphorus side one-bedroom suite that we will see now, just for you to understand the feeling of the palace suites. How warm it is, how homey it is. At the same time, it's not like, okay, you are at the palace side, and it gives a royal reflection. But at the same time, it's also so homey. This is what I like about our suites. And by the way, at the suite side, we can also see this tulip patterns as well, because since we are also dating back to the tulip period in Ottoman era. Okay. These are the highlights that we would like to share with the guests, because this is also somehow educating them about our history, about our culture as well. Since we are the ambassadors of Turkish hospitality, this is also so important for us. So when you go inside, you see some artworks or some, drawings about the Ottoman era, as said, kind of tulip patterns, or again from our culture, some special designs from the ladies from the Anatolian side of Turkey that they did kind of artworks. So this is the living room of the suite that we have. As you can see here, all colors are very much warm and also homey. It's not like lots of colorful and somehow eye-tiring, let's say, colors. It's very much warm. I don't know how you find it, but
this is beautiful.
Yeah, it's. Yes. I mean,
quite
for me,
soothing to my eyes.
Exactly, it's relaxing. What we call, and this high ceilings also can definitely give the royal feeling, definitely, and this chandelier, and of course this delicious setup on the table, of course, should be reflecting Turkish cuisine somehow, like baklavas, like this, Turkish delights, of course, and this is also lovely, with again rose petals. You should be trying this with saffron and so on. And this is the regular welcoming amenity for the guests who are staying at the palace. So that's why we somehow impress. We would like to impress them from the visual perspective, and also somehow welcome them with some of the delights of the Turkish cuisine. This is very much important for us. And all these carpets that you see are, like minimum 50 years old, 60 years old. All details or artworks are very much original. And all these small details that you see is somehow reflecting our culture. These colors, this kind of glass works, and so on. And these patterns, you see? Yes. This flower is also very much important in our culture. And if you want, we can go upstairs and have a look. Okay. So let's have a look to upstairs, because at this side, all bedrooms are on the second floor. Let's say kind of a loft style bedroom we have here, except from Sultan Suite. Only Sultan Suite has one floor, which is 400 square meters. The rest is all of them has this kind of loft style. So here is the bedroom side. As you can see, again, all this textile, all these details are reflecting the palace style, and also Turkish culture, or some highlights from the Ottoman era, and so on. So the bathroom is definitely very classical. Again, with these patterns and so on, we are reflecting Turkish culture as well. So let's go down, and I think I need to again leave our lovely princess to Mr. Ratke, right? For the interview.